Hi everyone, it's TFDR99 and welcome back into my channel. Actually, welcome back into this new Formula 1 2019 video. We are at the third Grand Prix of the season, China, one of my favorite layouts of track in the whole calendar. In fact, practice went super good for me. I had no struggle at all with the new setup that I'm gonna of course show you before the race. No struggle even to complete the practice sessions that the team of the R&D gave us, especially guys the tire management. I was so impressed about the tire management because from turn 1 up to the end of the track the counter stood in purple the whole time. The whole time. The entire lap. It was on purple entire management. And I even tried to push as hard as I could in sector 3 to actually see where the tire degradation actually would have gone. And that thing did not move from purple, so we can push and probably go as crazy as we want in race because the yellow tire are not going to get hurt. Speaking of what's not gonna get hurt, your ears, boys, because as you may hear, I turned down the volume of the game and I balanced a little my volume of my voice with the volume of the game, so things will be a little quieter. You will hear me much more than the sound of the engine. I will try not to get so excited during some dive in or some overtakes, so I won't scream that much, but that's the funny part of the videos. Before we go in qualifying, well, yeah, it doesn't show me now, but unfortunately, oh no, oh, there was an old message then, because yeah, it was telling me that this one failed, but I just realized that this one failed in the last video, so probably yeah, the message that I read before practice was about the old video, but we will check these three in the end of the episode, because yes, right now we can definitely go in quali. But before, let me check the components, because last year's in China we had everything at 70%. Even the gearbox actually was, what have I done? Thank you very much. I was saying the gearbox was so destroyed, and now it's only at 10%? No, actually 33%. Awesome, awesome. Now we don't have to worry about components, as we can lead finally into the qualifying. Actually guys, before we dive into the qualifying, I wanna just let you see the messages now that of course skipping the FP3 shows the new one. Basically Emma tells us that the target of the team is qualifying 9th or better in this or the next race, which is going to be a bit strange because we couldn't qualifying better than 14th, I believe. We qualified 14th in Australia and 15th, actually 16th in Bahrain, so I see nowhere where we can actually qualify 9th this Grand Prix or the next one. I will try, of course, because this track I really like to drive in, so we can see, but 9th would be a massive achievement. I don't think we will. Speaking of achievement, the race will be by the end, actually the end of the race will probably be vet. So this gets me the conclusion that we will have a spicy end of the race. Probably the last 2 or 3 laps will be not vet, but with the rain. And Jeff says, you know, we have 2 hards, 5 medium and 6 softs. We already basically used half of it. But yes, without further ado, let's do the qualifying now. Alright boys, here we are. Before we go in quali, of course, as always, let me show you the car setup. I am running a 4-4 front wing and rear wing, 75-75 for transmission, negative 260, negative 110, 10 degrees and 38 degrees for the suspension geometry, 449734 suspension, and 8350 for the brake. And these brakes are so smooth, so very enjoyable to get the brake point in this track with this setup. And I am running a classic 23 and 21.1 for the tire pressures. With that said, let's jump in our first and only flying lap that I am doing right at the beginning of the track. We will see what we can do with this car that actually feels a lot faster than the previous races, since, you know, we have the opportunity to use our engine improvement this session, I mean this weekend actually, as we cross the line for the start of our first lap, as we approach the first and only actually tricky corner of this this track, this very long, and god damn it, I lost a little bit of time at the beginning, actually at the exit of the first turn. But yes, this tornado, I don't know how to call it, probably the actually, yeah, it is, at least for me, the trickiest corner of this entire track, because the other are very smooth and very similar to others, and not that exactly tricky enough, like for example Bahrain's airpin before the second detection point of the DRS, as we actually come across another very left, and we go wide, and very right corner. We lost a huge amount of time there. I don't think it will be enough to pass Q2, I mean to pass in Q2, as we approach the longest, I believe, straight of the entire calendar, at least until the Vietnam Grand Prix in 2021, and the one and only airpin, actually very tight corner of the entire season, as we come across the last corner. We don't have to screw things up here, and we do so screw things up, cross the line, and we are 1.6 seconds lower than the first. This was a very shitty lap. Will that be enough to arrive in Q3? I mean in Q2, I don't think so. We are not even close to Q3. I really, guys, want to do another one. We are 1.7. We need to do 1.3 if we want to secure the Q3. Man, I really let's do another one, boys. That lap was bullshit. That lap was bullshit. Probably since this lap was this lap is the second of Q2. I'm sorry, of Q1. The previous lap I might have speeded up so that we don't lose that much time in the video. But no, man, that was a very bad lap. After I said that I feel very comfortable with this setup and this car in this track, you know, going so slow, actually doing so many mistakes. Let me get it correct here. Not good, the best entry, but surely a better exit than before, I gotta say, as you actually go very slower than before. 2/10 slower than before. How is that even possible? But yeah, I mean, this is the track. I mean, I'm sorry, this is, and Alex Albon gets us stuck behind as we even touch. Be careful with the front wing. And that is it. Damage. And that is it. We will start probably 17th or lower. What a nightmare. We got in track in the worst part of the track, where Alex Albon did nothing but blocking us. We are getting back to the garage as we see our Q2 possibility literally fade away. And here we are at the end of the season. And it's done for us, Q1. Daniel puts himself in 6th place, which means that we could have easily done 9th or higher. Wait a minute, were we running... no, we were running softs, okay. For a second I thought we were running mediums. But yes, it will be 17th place for us. But in front of us we have Lando Norris, Weber, Sainz, Raikkonen, the two as Devon Baller, the Toro Rosso. Actually, no, this is not even the end of the quali. I'm sorry. Let's just see the grid. Man, disappointing. Disappointing. I really wanted to do a good qualifying here in China because there are a lot points where you can actually gain the advantage of course, overtaking. But starting in front always gets us better because, you know, our very poor start. But it's fine. We'll see what we can do. As you guys saw in Bahrain, we had so many opportunities. The safety car actually took us opportunities away, but China is another story. China, we can get so many overtakes if we, of course, don't mess up. And I will probably do again in this track the reverted strategy, which means starting with yellow, which are the medium tires, and then switch into the soft tire for the end of the race and try to get the best out of it. But yeah, Jeff reminds us again that we will probably have the end of the race with a little bit of a drop of course, rain as we arrive. Let's see who we have in front. Let's see where we can eventually get in position, considering slower cars in front of us. Pierre Gasly starts 3rd, considering he fucked up the previous 2 races. Sainz, Magnussen, Butler, Albon, Romain Grosjean, Perez, Weber, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, and Lando Norris. And then here we are. So we can definitely get at least the 10th place, considering that we have really slower cars in front of us. And I was not expecting Daniel to be so far behind, considering they qualified 6th in Q1, and now we qualified, I believe, 14th, considering we're 16. No, yes, should be. But anyway, race strategy. So we're actually modifying this one. We will put mediums for, I would say, maybe, no, 7-7, it won't be possible. So 8-6, and then, of course, put a softs. Wait, why 10? I said 9. I actually said 8. Ooh, okay, no, so we can't. So 9-5. Now my question is, will it better to actually put the hard compound tires and go? No, that's surely not the best. 9-5 will be the best strategy, considering we will only quote-unquote lose 49 milliseconds. I would really love to put 8-6, but as you can see, guys, our softs will actually be destroyed by the end of the race. And considering that by the end of the race there might be rain, I don't wanna, of course, throw the race. What about, actually, let me see what will look like if we put another stint. What if we do 6, 4, 4? That will look horrible. 15 seconds, of course. Can we actually remove this stint? Yes, please. Remove. And yeah, let's stick with 9-5 as we try to get the best. In Bahrain, I actually made a mistake because I saw it during the editing, I did not touch the fuel load. We stood with 14.5 even in Bahrain about fuel load. If we had much more, we could have pushed during the fuel saving and DRS saving that puts us behind, that actually putted us behind after pits. So I will race it, let's say 15.5, considering that we can push a little during our medium tires and then burn as much as we can during the softs. I would try to put it to 16. How much we will lose? 22, 52.95. 52.55. So 4 tenths that we can actually though use to try to over. Let's put 2 more laps so we can do 1 entire lap in yellow and 1 entire lap in red, and that will not touch the fuel saving situation. That's what I wanted to say. I will not lower it more than, of course, fuel 2, as we of course get the start of the formation lap. Let me do something quote unquote new that I didn't do in the previous Grand Prix. Let me introduce it into the track. This is turn 1 that I said before, very tricky turn where we have to brake while steering until the second gear and then down the hill on the left, keeping the second gear as we of course now accelerate very fast, not now because we have cars in front, but down again into the other brake point as I was actually destroying Lando Norris, down to second gear again, very strong brake here into the right hand side as we actually approach a good steer right now, where we keep, actually I like to keep the 6th gear now full throttle, full left as we approach the other brake where we brake 5. Sometimes you will see me brake until 4 to get the best exit out of this turn, which is a full left as high speed we will move the steering, and we approach the other circle, let me call it, of the track as we approach left and then right for almost 180 degrees. That brings us to the longest, again I believe it is the longest straight of the entire season. Sorry for the cut, guys, but I was introducing, I went destroying myself into the wall. I was saying this this turn that brings us to the longest straight of the season, this one in China, and yeah, that it's very long, and we will use the DRS here to get the best out of the cars in front as we approach the hardest break point of the track, this huge steer of literally 120 degrees of hairpin that brings us to the last very fast left corner where we will get the most out of the curb very fast, get the DRS, and of course this is the lap of China. Once again, sorry for the cut before, but as I was explaining the exit I did, like I believe Schumacher did in 2001, that he went destroying himself to the wall. So yeah, I had to do a flashback right there, otherwise we wouldn't start. But 5 red lights, and away we go for this Chinese Grand Prix. Can we get the best start? Of course not. Can we at least defend the position without colliding in turn 1? That might look doable as we come actually close to Lando again and Norris, where I believe there was the Alfa Romeo of, yes, Giovinazzi, that pushed us a little in the inside. We avoided contact. I read your messages. I know you guys don't like that much my dirty dive bombs into the inside, like this one where we contact with Perez. I was just explaining this this dive bomb. I'm sorry. I like doing those because it feels so relieved to get the move done in the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, and I said that I won't screen them much, but I am exactly doing what I said I would have not done. But not a bad start. We could have done better. Maybe not the insane dive bomb on Perez. That actually gave us nothing because Weber and Perez are still in front of us. So we only got the advantage at the beginning on Lando and Daniel, I believe. But as we now approach the longest straight, 3 cars wide, none of them can get the job done, not even actually Kimi Raikkonen. And why I was reading the name, I go wide. Kimi Raikkonen gets the move done on our teammate Daniel Ricciardo, which is not exactly what we want, because me and Daniel are actually fighting against the US F1 team for an higher position, team position of course, into the leaderboard. But so far Daniel arrived in points only once in 2 Grand Prix, and the only point that he scored was actually the, of course, 10th place in Bahrain. So he only scored 1 point in 2 races, and we scored, I believe, something around 9 or 10 points in 2 races. I am not that sure, but something like that. Of course, more than Daniel, because we arrived 9th and 7th in 2 races. No, it's actually yes, 8 or 9 points. Right now I cannot focus on doing math because we gotta catch up Weber that is fighting against Sergio Perez. And our goal, guys, right now is to manage tires while pushing, of course, and try to keep the best out of the ERS and fuel as Kimi Raikkonen gets us past. Can we actually defend the inside here in final turn? Yes, we can. As we actually go wide, Kimi Raikkonen gets the job done, as so does Daniel. Alright, let's see if now with DRS Daniel can carry me as we go wide again, as Lando Norris gets us probably past. Can we defend the inside of this turn? Yes, apparently we made it, but Kimi and Daniel of course get the best power out of my toe with soft tires. Of course you get probably 5 times faster in that straight, so we will struggle a little. Okay, that's exactly what we don't want to hear. Our engine looks warm and our power will be slightly less than usual. This is maybe because we got this huge negative advantage on Daniel and Kimi, since they just passed me 1 lap ago. We are already 9/10 away, as I couldn't keep on them. But now for sure Daniel will try the move on Kimi, as Lando will try the move on me, as we actually get the DRS from Daniel. Can we defend the inside as we let, of course, Lando in the outside, and we can keep on going as Daniel, of course, is fighting against Kimi. This is actually helping us because, yeah, we can get Daniel's toe as we actually go wide again. We can get Daniel's toe and DRS, and that is helping us defending ourselves from Lando Norris attacks. But this is surely not the start that we all opt for. We are back where we started. We actually started 16th, yes. And yes, and here we are. This is not what I of course wanted, but once again, do not give up, because we are into the the strategy. We are actually driving right now with slower tires. That means that we will have faster tires at the end of the race. One lap in full silence, and here we are back behind Daniel and Kimi. My engine got cooler, as I can show you right now. And this means that now we can come push, and in fact, we are now again 9/10 behind Daniel. Can we actually try to get a scary out? Maybe if Daniel tries the move on Kimi, we can try the move on Kimi. As we put a little more of ERS. Daniel tries the outside. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. Can we get the advantage out of this dive bomb from Kimi Raikkonen? Apparently, this is giving us a lot of help, since Daniel actually now gets inside. Daniel inside the pits. And now we're back behind. Here we are behind Kimi Raikkonen as we get the exit or the entry on the straight. Kimi has no DRS in front, while we have ERS set to 4. Of course, fuel is set to 2. Can we get close to him and try the move? Of course, we can get close, but not the move. As we actually brake. What have you done, Kimi? I did not do the dive, but I had to avoid him. Because he did not brake at all. Okay, let me just explain what happened. Because actually, let me just understand what happened, because I did brake earlier than Kimi, because as I said, we did not have the move done because we were way too far. But Kimi did not brake at all, or he actually brake very, very earlier than us. And we had to avoid him, literally avoid him going into the inside. And we actually made a contact with tire against tire, but that was not intended. That was not a dive bomb from me. That was Kimi braking way too early, and we avoiding him totally, like literally avoiding him. He was either going into the grass or basically going in the inside, and that was the, I guess, the safest way, because if I did not go in the inside, we went into the wall. But yeah, I don't understand why he had the position very, very safe. Maybe he gave us the space because he had to pit anyway. So what was the point of maybe keeping me behind? But at the same time, he did not leave any space into the straight as we actually come across the line. And I just realized that we are first. Because everyone pitted, of course. And we will pit next lap because our tires are actually pretty insane. I'm gonna show you in a bit. Our tires are just 22% of wearness. And we can actually manage to go until the 9th, and I won't push it more than that. But of course safer than I thought. And in the meantime, I'm even saving a little bit of VRS, because again, when we will use when we will mount the soft compound tires, I will put everything to quali mode. Caution. We will try the best, because I believe that after the pits, we will get behind Daniel. I suppose that we will be behind him. If not him, surely behind, or maybe in front of Kimi because he fucked it up. But I won't expect to be maybe in front of Perez or Albon as we were before.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Yes, let's go. A little bit of good driving here, because we need the best out of this lap if we really want to get an advantage when we will leave the box. And please do not give us the safety car at the end of the track unless I beg it for it. But that's another story. We're losing 4/10 of course in our best lap, but I don't even remember when our best lap was. How many laps before. So as you can see, as I was telling you before, this is where I usually shift the gear one more than the one I'm supposed to, because I have a better advantage
Box
of
this lap, please.
on getting out the lap. But by the way, maybe we led this Grand Prix for 2 or 3 laps, which is a record considering that we're driving a Renault and Lewis Hamilton gets us past. Can we actually use his toe? Not of course to try the move, but to get a bit of speed, as we actually fuck it up going very, very wide. And lets us into the box. And let's see what we can do now. Can we get in front of that group that is actually coming now? Would be amazing if we can get between the us, but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be, since here he comes Perez, here he comes Butler, and here he comes the 2 asses. Can we get in front of Norris? We cannot even get in front of Norris and Daniel Ricciardo.
Stop. No more scheduled
Now
pit stops.
it's about us. Can we get those positions back? We are back in 15th place. As we are getting the DRS from Daniel, it won't be enough, of course, to get the move on those 2, but it will be enough to get close at least. A lot close. Can we get maybe the move done here as we get the DRS into the outside of Daniel? Will it be enough to get the move as actually Lando Norris close the doors ahead of us? Can we actually get the inside of Daniel? Contacting, of course, Norris, because why the fuck not? But it won't now even be enough, as I was choking myself while getting past Daniel, that it doesn't let us by. But my friend, this break is mine as I get the inside, and of course the faster tires, and of course fresher tires. We need to do the move on Norris as soon as possible, since the pack in front of us looks doable and we only have 3 laps. Guys, this Grand Prix is a nightmare. We started the 16th. We were, I believe, 12 at the end of the first lap. We fall down behind 15th again, and then first in the pit dance, and then 15th again, now 14th.
Turn down the ERS deployment. We can harvest more energy.
And I'm going in the inside of Lando Norris. Can we get the move? Yes, we can. As we actually have Grosjean, and I didn't see who's in front of actually, but Lando Norris gets the move done on us again. And what an amazing move on Norris. I didn't even see him since I was focused on the cars in front. Damn it, Lando. It's Gasly again! It's Gasly again! This game is so realistic. Gasly into the Red Bull. He is
Great pass.
freaking bad. He's 12th again as he's fighting against Grosjean. Well, this means that he has a loss of power, which means that this will be another opportunity for us to get another position in this Grand Prix. 2 laps, actually 3 laps remaining considering this one, and I want to at least reach the points. We were starting 16th, but this time our start was clean, but very, very slow, since we couldn't manage to actually get no positions by the end of the first lap. We got 2 positions, but then again fall down, losing that 2 positions. As actually Gasly now tries the move on Grosjean, and this helps us a lot because we are getting so close. As a Gasly actually looks down. And this is our opportunity to get the job done on the Romain Grosjean. Can we get it stalled? No, of course.
Fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
But what a race in front of us here. These two are fighting like this is the title contenders. Remember that we have the faster car and they are holding us behind because the other us, which is 10th, is actually running away. And we are the only one that can go and get him, but I don't think it would be possible. Maybe we can get those two.
Some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Maybe we can get a move on those two cars, but honestly, and being realistic, I don't think we have enough to get more than those two. Gasly tries the move on Grosjean. I will use my DRS and try the same thing on Grosjean. Can we go in the inside of Grosjean? Yes, we can on Grosjean as he holds us, braking as late as possible. What a move from Grosjean, but can we get it done? Yes, we can.
Yellow flag.
Yes, we can. And
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking.
and is that Devon?
This is your final
This
lap
is Perez.
of the race.
But this means that we can now get the 10th place.
Information on Perez. It looks like the problem is terminal.
Since
They're not
Gasly
in the car.
now in this final lap is only in front of us with so many problems and a yellow compound of tires and no DRS, we can get the 1 point of poverty, at least in this Grand Prix. Not what we of course wanted, but better than
Only 1 lap of fuel
not having
remaining.
anything, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually, I am very enjoying this because we are fighting a lot. And this is what I wanted from this season, at least this season. Because of course the first season that you start, if you're not going in a Ferrari or anything, you won't battle for the title. But starting from the back or from the mid of the field, all you want is fighting and racing, and this is what we are doing. It's already the 3rd Grand Prix in a row that we are actually achieving this situation. As we come across Gasly with DRS, I am giving everything as we actually can't get the toe. We are so far behind. I'm trying to dive bomb here in the inside of Pierre Gasly, and we go super far as we actually cannot get the move on Gasly. And that was so intense and it's stupid as well. As we come across the line, it will only be 11th place for us.
Super driving.
We were starting 17th, and I am starting to think that I have to reschedule my qualifying because we are going badly in qualifying. I don't think that.
Great work out there today. Let's have your
Okay, we'll talk about the qualifying situation after.
Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Sorry, I did not understand the question. It was more like Dodge Jam. Dodge Jams, I've never heard of it. In Formula 1. Oh, Dodge Jam. Oh, yeah, now I got it. I did not know the term in English. Those were just friendly nudges. I just go for that. I don't care.
You cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Okay, so once again, we suck in power unit. The power unit can take it. Hell no, it cannot. But you know what we can take? Their buffs in terms of not spending enough money. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. They are, I think, maybe, but you can get complete scenes. I'm really glad they can live up to their expectations. Why not? But
That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him?
yes,
doing
it
well?
was. I mean, he really did great. don't know where he finished, but he did great. Yeah, it's nice to see him and his team working so well together. Why not? Why not? He's a great guy.
Well, that's
Not Butler, because if she asked for Butler, I would have punched her in the face. That's what I would have done. But we finish in front of Daniel, at least that. And we are losing a lot of points in Devon's Butler's interfere because he has a much faster car than us. But he's not done yet. We are halfway through Daniel's rivalry as we get our points for, of course, the end of this race. But guys, of course, it wasn't what I wanted. Going back to what I said in terms why everyone went down. Everyone literally went down when I got the reputation up. What is that? What about that? Well, I mean, yeah, I did not finish in points, but man, we were fighting against Gasly, so Red Bull up that shit up. And Mercedes, we fought against Hamilton. Not that that matters, but anyway, for qualifying, guys, I gotta think about something else because, yeah, I mean, I feel that qualifying is the worst part of these videos. Race, we are having fun, but quali, I mean, I don't want to look like I'm giving it up immediately because I'm not giving up in qualifying, but I just want to make quali as short as possible so that we can get the race as quick as possible because I know that most of you won't even care about the quali, they just want to see the race. So as soon as I finish the quali, it's better for you guys to actually see the race. Speaking of race, here we are at the Invitational. Now, last Invitational in Bahrain, my point was to quit the video, do the Invitational, and then continue with the game. But no, I did skip the Invitational for no damn reason. So this time, we will do the Invitational. And, okay, now I gotta read the interviews first. I have to read the interviews first. But, can I actually do the... I'm sorry, how do I scroll down? There is no way I can scroll down. Well, I cannot read the third... Excuse me? Yes. Yeah, I know that. Okay, guys, we cannot read the third question, but yeah. Claire says, you gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Weber says, yeah, I'm thrilled. The team did an amazing job on the car before the event, and it was a dream to handle while going around the track. Your teammate, though, my friend, gave us the freaking wall before the qualifying. I am Albon, I'm looking at you. Albon, I'm looking at you. Anyway, allowing me to gain a lot of position, I owe them for today's fantastic result. You're breaking all expectation. What's your secret? My secret is good communication between me and the rest of the team. That's what allows us to make sure we're all on the same page going into the race, and allows us to know exactly what we need to get that little bit of extra push out of the car. Some excellent overtaking move from your former teammate today. Did he learn some of those from you? We will never know what he says because there is no way I can go literally down. I am trying, guys, every button of my wheel. Every single button of my wheel. I mean, every single damn button of my wheel. There is no way. Oh, maybe this one? Nope. So we would know. And then there's this mother beep. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. Yeah, I think I had a very good day out there today. I mean, he did. He did a great race. He was in front of us the whole time, so can't blame with that. I just hope the fans enjoy the show. They won't get to see that every day. You've had experience with Francesco Informer's fast, aggressive style. Any advice? I mean, it is very fast and aggressive style, as you guys see. But any advice for the drivers? He passed today, I guess. Oh, no. Yes, he passed today. both being fairly new to Formula One, me and my former rival really want to show what we're made of out on track. I think coming into Formula One, a lot of drivers are totally understanding our skills, and this is our opportunity to prove them wrong. Wow! I mean, I thought it was going to be a little more bitching, but it said the right things. He said, you know, we're new, of course we want to show up, we want to make them see what we're made of, and it basically said that we did right, I guess. Anyway, guys, my value is 0 considering the contract, and I believe that the end of this Grand Prix will be the new contract. I don't know, but anyway, yes, this video is getting long, but I want to of course see the R&D and the invitational. Actually, we should do, I mean, if I can, right? Yeah, so no, we can basically do anything. Maybe we can actually put some points of this, but then we will lose some points on the engine that we are going for. So yeah, guys, let's do quickly the invitational. Time track, Butler attending, Ricciardo's attending. No. We need to go against Butler. Japan short. The 312 T4 Ferrari of 1979. I wasn't even born. But this is a car that I always loved. I actually have a small model of this car in Italy, of course, not here, but let's have fun, because this is all about fun. Going back to the track, going back to the previous race, I don't know what happened with, oh my god, this is not, yeah. Can we have a better view than this one? I believe this is better, guys. I was not seeing anything. Oh, this is Short Japan. I don't know shit about Short Japan. Okay, not bad. So I was saying while we were enjoying this track that I don't know what made us get the move on Kimi, since again it wasn't my intention to dive in, but I had to, otherwise we would have contact, like literally we would have crashed against him, because he did not brake, or if he did, I mean, of course he did brake, but very early. I mean, stupidly early I'm talking about. So I don't know why he did so, but yeah, I mean, not a bad race, not the best so far. The best so far, in my opinion, remains Bahrain, as we actually go super wide in turn 1 with this car that I never drove before. Let's just put it that way. We're driving a very old car, vintage car, let me call it actually, in this track that I never, of course, did, because it's Short Japan. Whoever drives Short Japan. And with this car that I, of course, have no experience with in this game, of course, because we drove the 312 T2 in 2018. I do remember we did once. But yeah, I mean, guys, again, not the best race, not the best result. We could have got in points, but we didn't. I mean, unfortunate, but I mean, you know, we cannot always shine as we could, but it was a tricky race. Again, tricky qualifying, to be honest. The race was low, I mean, less trickier than the quali. But yeah, I mean, I will see what I can do in qualifying. Maybe, as we actually, damn it, I'm using the flashbang. I don't. I mean, it's Butler, boys. We gotta defeat Butler. I don't care if we. I mean, I don't care the way we do it. But yeah, I mean, I will see what I can do to improve qualifying. And probably I can record qualifying in the most silenced way, and then you know, you guys will have the lap, but with me muted, so I can focus as much as I can. Because you guys saw from the race, while I was talking, of course we were behind. Daniel and Kimi, and we were 1.5, I guess, seconds away.
Congratulations on your success in the invitational event.
And
If it will not help you in the
one or
championship
two
match,
laps that I was
then
just
let's
focusing, that I of course cut it because I was not talking, we managed to reach not only Daniel but even get the move done on him, I believe. So of course we can have more focus, but here we are in Baku, another track that I enjoy, but we are going to get destroyed here since power is the key in this track, and power is what we need. Power is what we don't have. But at least a weight redistribution gets completed, and actually we had no rain the previous race, so good for us, and no contract yet. So probably it will be for the end of the of this race. Let's see what we can improve now. How will not yet? The engine is not yet done. Oh boy, oh boy, where am I gonna spend those money? I mean, once again, guys, we have the fifth stronger aerodynamics, which means that we don't need, I mean, we can, but we don't need to improve it. We have the sixth best chassis. We can improve it, but we don't really need. And then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, the eighth best, or should I say the third worst engine into this grid. Slower than, well, Red Bull is one of there, slower than Alfa Romeo and slower than us. Which means that we need to improve this engine before Christmas, basically, because we will not ever get the move done on somebody else on a normal situation. So either I'm thinking of putting some of these for 500, that could be even the thing, will help us not failing the improvement, which will suck if we fail the improvement, or I can keep up the points and then upgrade whatever we can in the next Grand Prix, which, I mean, in the next Grand Prix after after Baku's Grand Prix, which means that probably we can improve something else because we should have the new contract, I believe. But yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think anything is necessary right now besides the engine, considering that anyway, whatever we are going to upgrade now will take 2 weeks anyway. So doing it now or doing it at the end of the Grand Prix changes nothing. So yes, in terms of components, we have 34% the overall, and specific 57% of internal combustion engine, 29% for the MG UK, 34% for the MG UH, 22% for the energy store, which is the ERS, which is nice, 33% for the turbocharger, and 31% for the control of electronics, while the gearbox is 38% the practice and 47% the queue, the qualifying and the race. This means that not this Grand Prix, but probably the next one, or the not, well, actually no, forget it. We need to do 6 races with this gearbox, and we only did 3. Okay, now things changes here, because I think we should upgrade the gearbox. MGUH, gearbox durability, because yeah, we won't make it with this gearbox. I mean, this is a must. This is definitely a must. Let's do it right now. Should we actually upgrade the where is it? I guess it's turbo durability. Yeah, power unit, internal combustion engine, which is the one the most affected. But no, I mean, I would say to leave those remaining points, guys, for the end of the next Grand Prix. Sorry if it took so late, and I will, of course, editing, trying to make it as short as possible. Of course, I won't cut the important parts, but here we are, guys. at the end of this Chinese Grand Prix. It could have been much, much better, but what can we do? This is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. At least we are having a lot of races where we can at least fight. And from FDR, it's all. Again, really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you